Doris. Hi, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Today I'm delighted to have Doris Hangartner with us. She is a Zurich-based designer who founded her company in the year 2014, and she specializes in exclusive gemstones such as Paraiba Tourmaline, Spinel, Morganite, Tanzanite, just to name a few. And she crafts them into one-of-a-kind exclusive jewelry. Additionally, her five sense philosophy also helps her to select the perfect gemstones for her clients. And she's also launched Gem Scent, Gem Chocolate, Gem Art Fusion, about which she will talk to us in detail and educate us about Paraiba Tourmaline. So we welcome you once again, and we look forward to hearing all your expert inputs about Paraiba Tourmaline.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction and for the warm welcome. Thank you very much.
Pleasure is all ours. So let's begin by knowing how did you know the world of gemstones was a true calling?
It started when I was a young girl. I have two brothers, and they went hiking in the mountains, and they came back with this very plain gray rock. But they had cracked it open, and on the inside, it was like a shimmering sea of glitter. It wasn't crystallized, but it was just this glimmer. And I was so fascinated. You could stick it together again, and it was this plain gray rock, and you would take it apart, and you would see this beautiful, it's like water or snow when the light plays on the snow. That kind of made me want to know more what is inside gemstones. And I always liked stones. I always picked up stones from holidays to take them back home. Gemstones were kind of brought to me through a friend. She suggested I go to the GIA, and I loved the idea and arrived in the GIA and fell in love with gems, and that's my passion.
Wow. And how did this passion turn into business and you started your company in 2014?
It's kind of a long process. I went to the GA in 1991-92, came back to Switzerland, worked in a diamond company, worked at an estate jeweler, and the journey went on and on and on. Then I had a family. And in 2012, I decided, I just want to buy stones. And I started buying stones for my own company, which I then formed in 2014. And it's just this joy for gems and the colors. And I also really strongly believe in the investment value of gems.
Right.
So I decided to put my money where my mouth is.
Absolutely. And we've been receiving comments that people want to see your Paraiba Tourmaline. So now let's get talking about Paraiba Tourmaline. And of course, we are waiting to see your exclusive gemstones. So first of all, what are Paraiba Tourmaline and what are their significance?
They're a tourmaline variety. Tourmaline is from the Sinhalese word turamali, which means stone of many colors. And there's this beautiful legend that they traveled through the rainbow, picking up all the various colors. And I love that. So you really find so many beautiful tourmaline colors. And in 1997, these absolutely gorgeous turquoise gems were unearthed by Mas Barbosa, who really had a calling, and he really, the stones called him to find these stones. And I so admire him, and I'm so thankful to him. And they're a variety of tourmaline, and they have to have copper and manganese within them. The copper kind of is for the blue, and the manganese is more for the Cuprian tourmaline. Right. So the more the kind of tourmalines.
Where do these stones come from?
They were originally found in Brazil.
Okay.
Original Batalha mine, that's now named Aitorita, and that's 1987 about. And they were discovered in Nigeria, and again in 2001 in Mozambique. Then there was a bit the issue, are they Paraiba-like, are they Paraibas? Because it's not in Brazil, it's not exactly the country of origin. So eventually the gemologist said it has to have a blue to green color, and it needs to be Cuprian, so it has to have copper and manganese inside, and it's regardless of the country of origin.
So you mentioned that these originated in 2001 and 1987, if I'm not mistaken. So that means that these are a very new discovery. They aren't very old.
They're a new era. I'm fascinated. Wow. There's a couple of stones that came out last. For instance, the Tsavorite garnet was discovered in about 1967. Beautiful green stone, similar to emerald, but it's a bit warmer in color. Or Tanzanites were also discovered in the 1960s, or the Mandarin Garnet was discovered in 1991 in Namibia. And the Paraiba, and this is really just my
Ah,
favorite.
there the
Color,
treasures are coming out.
yeah, kind of the
Wow.
areas, and I really feel one sees it in this gem. The color is unbelievably beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The carat is from Mozambique, and it's got this beautiful inclusion picture. It's kind of, if you imagine you dive into the stone, it's really you're snorkeling, and you see the wispy inclusions, but they're nice inclusions. They're not overly torn apart, or they're really very harmonious. Even if you look from the belly, it's just a
Right.
gorgeous, gorgeous stone.
These are absolutely flawless, right? We don't see much of inclusion inside this one.
I feel Paribas actually have a lot of inclusions. Thank you for saying it's flawless. It's if you look, you kind of see like the fish swimming in it. So I think
Right.
it have inclusions, but they're nice inclusions, and
Mm-hmm.
very important to find beautiful, harmonious inclusion pictures. For instance, if we look at this stone, this is also Mozambique, and it's also the way it is faceted. It doesn't have a table, but it's kind of like a dome. So it's to mask a bit all the inclusions it has, but the color is just so amazing that it's,
Right.
I feel the gem wears the lady carrying.
Lovely, lovely. And may I request you to hold that stone from the side so we could see the side view of the stone, please?
The, like,
Gorgeous. So now I understand when you say this one doesn't have a table, it
yeah,
just has a slit.
it's like a dome with facets, so it doesn't have the clear table. Where if we look at, this is also Mozambique. This is a bit
Wonderful.
more greenish. It has more of the
Yes.
seaweed. And if we kind of compare them together, then we have the, oops, you see the domed and the clear table.
Yes. And we can see a difference in the color also, right? So this one is a way higher color compared to the greenish one.
This is a better color, but it's kind of, it has a lot more inclusions. So quality-wise, we could argue that this is better. It's really a very personal choice, which color is better. I also find that the eye color kind of is important. If the eyes are really a very light blue, the stone can be very, a very blue stone. But if the eyes, even if the eyes are green, it's much better to have a bit more of green. Otherwise, it just doesn't quite fit. And there's all these nuances, which is stunning, and it's fantastic to really find which gem matches which skin tone, character, personality, hair, everything. It's just, they're so minute in differences, but they have huge variety.
Wonderful. And as you were showing these gemstone, your earrings caught my attention, and I
Yeah,
believe you're also wearing Paraiba. So can you please show them to us if you can? Oh, wow, and the ring also.
so they are cabochons, and
Nice.
interesting to see also the way they're set. The ring has kind of a gold plate, and it holds the light just a bit stronger. And the earrings, they are kind of just a bezel set, so the light really plays with them, and they're kind of a mix and match. So you have green, blue, blue, green.
Lovely.
Like this and like this.
Nice. And the ring, please, now.
And the ring.
Gorgeous. One can swim
Yeah,
inside this color, right?
it's amazing. You really feel the water. It's kind of, you dive into the ocean, and I love the thought of you dive into the ocean and you're immersed in this aquatic world, and this whole new world opens up, and you have the fish and you have the coral, you have the seaweed. It's like these are the inclusions. They're just kind of caught in time and in a crystal. But I just love the imagination of it.
Wow, wonderful. And let's see some more of your Paraiba
So
Tourmaline.
this is a Brazilian stone, and it's quite greenish.
Yes.
And you can luminosity. It's just got more vibrancy and luminosity compared to the most African. I've seen some Africans which have a lot of punchy color, but if we compare these again,
Wow.
the oval is Mozambique and the cushion is Brazil, and you can see the intensity of the Brazilian. It's just a lot more intense. And
So the best stones come from Brazil, right?
yes, personally, I love Mozambique stones. All my
Okay.
stones here are from, so I really love the color. I love the gentleness. I love imagine you're more in the beginning of the ocean where it's a bit gentler. And I feel the Brazilians, it's kind of deeper, it's more intense, and they also have almost more strength. And if you look at these stones, they're just incredibly intensive.
Wonderful.
These are now Brazilian. So this really matches your beautiful dress.
Right.
You can
And
also see the difference in color
yes,
from
yes, we can see it. Yes.
the
Mm-hmm.
Brazilian.
Mm-hmm. So talking about color, can you please talk to us which color will be most desirable? Of course, it depends upon your personal taste, but
Yeah.
as an investor, what would you say that how in diamonds you have D2F, that's a top color. So likewise in Paraiba, can you please talk to us about the preferred color?
So I hope you see it well because they're in the boxes, but this is Mozambique and it's more of a cool color. And this would be favored. It's more got this sea green. So it
Mm-hmm.
have a bit more of this uplifting. It's actually really this in Mozambique is kind of the favorite color. And in the,
Wonderful.
it's really, this is just unbelievably vibrant.
Wonderful. And how rare are these stones? Are they easily available?
Incredibly rare. If you Google, it says they're 10,000 times rarer than diamonds. I think you
Wow.
would have to see which diamonds. I just think they're incredibly rare. And it's said that the markets or the mines in Brazil are kind of flooded, depleted. I think that's not quite true. I think Aitorita is beginning to look into mining again, which is fantastic. I can't wait for these beautiful gems to be unearthed and that we can really enjoy their presence. But they're very, very rare. And Mozambique, they still have a production, but now with the pandemic, everything is kind of halted. And it's
Right.
gotten difficult to find beautiful stones. It's always a treat when
Mm-hmm.
someone comes with a gorgeous stone. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very happy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. My next question is, you've shown us a lot of cabochons. So is that a favorite shape when it comes to polishing these gorgeous gemstones?
It's something I just like a lot. It's
Okay.
I feel they're like a succulent candy. They're like a bonbon, and there's a lot of color. But
Okay.
beautiful faceted gems. So, for instance, this is a really fantastic light green Paraiba, but again, you feel the vibrancy in the stone. If you compare it with the Brazilian, the Brazilian, they're more green and a bit
Right.
cooler, but incredible vibrancy. Then Mozambique, a bit of greenish, beautiful Mozambique compared to, again, Mozambique, but more the really desired sea blue drops.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And this is also how we do our jewels. Kind of, if you look at these tops, they're just Paraiba melee with diamond melee. And
Yes.
could then set these gems to have these kind of hung underneath,
Wow.
or you
Mm-hmm.
have the drops underneath, or you could turn them around. So
That's so beautiful.
interchangeable, this mix and match. You can be more sporty, elegant, you can up down dress, and you can really choose your gem, which gem matches you perfectly.
Mm-hmm. You've shown us such exclusive gemstones. So can you talk to us about some purchase tips? Because here we've seen from Mozambique, from Brazil. So when a customer or when a collector wants to purchase these rare gemstones, what points should they keep in mind?
First, I always go for color. I need to love the color. It just needs to be fab. Either it's
Mm-hmm.
super vibrant or it's very gentle. Even if you look at this stone, this is a very gentle Mozambique light green cabochon. But the color needs to speak to me. And then I always ask that they're not fracture filled with oil or resin. Because
Okay.
I have inclusions in the Paraiba, and they fill it with oil or resin, and that can also be colored. That's just not okay. So they have to be oil or resin free. That's the second important part. And then depending on who I buy for, I will also favor the Brazilian origin. Just I know that the market commands higher prices for the Brazilian, and they
Mm-hmm.
are more sought after, and I feel the investment character is even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Brazilian gems.
Would you recommend a collector to have a certified tourmaline?
Yes, I would. I also think it's important to know which origin is from, and especially has it been treated or not. Most of the Paribas are heated, just
Okay,
kind of brings
I
a neon and electric, so that is okay compared to sapphire and ruby, where you pay a premium for non-heated gems. Here,
right.
almost desired. Of course, there's the super collectors who really look for an original Brazil, no heat, but generally they're desired, and it's actually desired in the market to see that.
Okay, so it's absolutely okay to have a little bit of treatment, heat treatment with these stones.
Yes.
Okay. And do these stones also have a resale value? Since you spoke
Yeah.
about investment. So,
Yes, yes. And they've really been climbing. I started buying Paribas in 2013, and they've really been climbing in price, in value, and I feel
wow.
the quality of cabochons has gotten a little bit less. So
Okay.
if I would describe this gem, when I bought this in 2013, I thought, whoo, I'm compromising on my quality standards here. Here, um, it has kind of a lot of inclusions. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the stones I bought in 2013, say this one. Today,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like turned around. So you
Mm-hmm.
take the cabochon, which is like this, and you would turn it around and
Wow.
table, and you would facet it, and you can demand a higher price for it. So the quality of cabochons has kind of gotten a bit less because they get more faceted. And I just love cabochons. I think they're so beautiful.
You mentioned that we can facet the cabochons and we can also use them as per the client's requirements and as per what the design demands.
Yes, I think it's a very personal process. I like to work with clients that they can find their design. My style is not always the client's style, and I think it's important that they really have this meaningful piece of jewelry which resonates with their character and represents them, and it's not just me.
Hmm. Right.
It's a
Hmm.
Heather. It's a beautiful process.
And since you're talking about this process, we would now like to know how do you match a gemstone to your client's personality and the character? I mean, if supposing I come to you and if I tell you that this is, hey, I want to buy a Paraiba Tourmaline, how would you match that to my personality?
So before the talk, I thought if you ask that question, I would suggest this gem. It is an absolutely gorgeous Mozambique cabochon. It's round. I feel it's this femininity. It's this round. It's this color. This luminosity. This expansiveness. And I like the color tone because it's got a freshness to it. Now with your beautiful dress, I actually think it should be the joie de vivre.
Wonderful.
But it's
That's
so a bit by the character, the way the person is, and just
so it's some God gift or some God power which you have through which you can sense what kind of gemstone would resonate with a person's character and a personality.
I just like to follow the gem's lead. I think I'll just go kind of where the journey takes me.
How lovely is that? And talk to us about gem chocolate and gem scent. What is that? Because that's something so rare. People wear gemstones, but talking about spraying gemstones and gemstone chocolate, let's know more about that.
When I was at the GIA, I would drool over these Harry Winston cabochon jewels. I just thought these emeralds, etc., they were so gorgeous. And I would always, it's like I would want to taste the gem. Now, as a Swiss and food lover, and I really love the chocolates, I worked with this chocolate house, Honold, in Switzerland, and the chocolatier, he came and I described the gems, and he then kind of simultaneously translated them into pralines. So it's not quite the shape, but this would be the Paraiba chocolate, and it is filled with vodka and absinthe.
Whoa!
It really flows in your mouth. I feel it's the same vividness as when you see this. When you see it, like, whoa. And when you eat the chocolate, you're like, whoa, so much liquid.
Wow.
And it's just,
So it's all your imagination. It's all your imagination that helps you to to just curate and just come up to something. It's a deep imagination from within your heart that comes, you know, and
And
that's how you execute it.
you kind of feel, it's like the Paraiba, it has this aquatic, it has this sharpness, but the absinthe in the chocolate makes it a bit rounder. So it's not just sharp and cool and fresh, but it's actually gentle and rounded. And I love that.
Nice, nice. And how can one source your chocolates and your gemstones? Because both are so tempting.
Well, we eat a lot of them. Yeah, we have them made for us, and we just wait until we've eaten all of them. And so on our website, you can or send an email.
Besides purchasing these gemstones through your website, one can also have a look at these chocolates which you have, right?
Yes.
Now, talking about gem scent, what is that?
Again, if we look at this gem and if we compare it with a indicolite, here is the indicolite. In my perception, and it's very personal, I just feel the indicolite is a lot calmer and cooler. And if you think of it in music, it's screechy is clearly the wrong word, but it's just got a different tone. And this is just so gentle and so expansive. So the scent would represent that. It has to be a very aquatic scent that really kind of perfumes out. It has to be a very expansive feeling you get with that scent. So it's, again, it's, if you compare an imperial topaz, that's this beautiful warm, it's this rich yellow cognac-y color, and it's such a different feel to the Cuprian blue. It's, I think the copper makes it warm, the scent.
Okay.
But again, cool, and you have this water. So.
And can we see some of your scent bottles, please?
Yes. So this is the Paraiba bottle.
Nice, interesting. And one can also purchase these scent bottles through your website?
Yes.
And do you have different fragrances as per the different stones or the colors? How do you differentiate?
And peridot is a green stone, and the scent is a very different feeling. I'll open the bottle. So we have peridot, we have imperial topaz, Paraiba, and adamas. Adamas is, for me, it represents a red diamond.
Nice. Interesting.
The peridot.
How beautifully you've incorporated the beauty of a gemstone, not just in a piece of jewelry, but also in terms of what gemstone will match a particular person's personality, about scent, what fragrance do they emit, and also about chocolate, what flavor of the chocolate does, you know, does a particular gemstone emit.
Or also the art. How would you match a gem with a piece of art? How we have various, we call them gem art fusion. And they're different paintings. And again, the paintings, they have different colors, but they have different personalities. They have a different strength. Some are really punchy, others are very gentle and flowy. And I feel that would match a different gemstone. So it's kind of, how do you pair them? How do you make 1 and 1 makes 11?
It's a deep, wild imagination that you have, right?
Yes.
Yes, some more stones that you would like to show us. And guys, in case if you have any questions about Paraiba Tourmaline, please be free to message them in your comment section, and we'll be happy to ask Doris.
So again, the beautiful comparisons of 2 Mozambique drops.
Yes,
Here,
we can see the difference, yes.
Yeah, you can really see the differences. Or also jewellery. These are very lovely.
Oh, interesting.
And these are actually quite clean.
That particular piece of earring, how difficult it may have been for you to match the same size and the same color in a pair of earring?
I bought the bottom part kind of early on, and I've been saving them because they're so beautiful and I couldn't let them go. And then about 2 years ago, we found the top parts. And then again, it took me some time to say, okay, we set them in jewellery and we put them into the shop. But sometimes I'm not ready to let go of stones. Other times it's much easier. It's the same with, I really like this, we call it mermaid ring.
Wonderful.
And
wow.
Kind of similar to
what you're wearing. Yes.
Yeah, just love
but it's a way bigger cabochon, right?
Yes, it looks bigger. It really does. It's also the setting. It is bigger, and it's also it is bigger. So
is it the halo setting which you've done on this?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of see here sides.
Wow.
And it's diamond and Paraiba melee.
Mm-hmm. I find it very interesting how beautifully you've incorporated diamond melee and Paraiba melee, because they just enhance the entire beauty of the main center gemstone.
Yeah, I like to think of Paraibas as being an aquatic gem. This is a Brazilian gem. And again, it's set in diamond and Paraiba melee. And
Wonderful.
I love of the diamonds being more the ice,
Yes.
the cooler. And kind of if you think of the different aggregate states of water, we've kind of melted away and we've reached the age of Aquarius, and we're now more in the fluidity of the Paraibas. They have this swirling,
Lovely.
so much movement.
Wow. So
Very
much of deep imagination.
yes, yes. Or I also like using different materials. So this is carbon fiber. The stone is called Mountain of Light. It's just the way it's this sugarloaf cabochon, and it has so many various greens inside. And again, it's such a fascinating stone. And we set it in the carbon because if you kind of see, if you have a really vibrant stone, the carbon just sets it off. It like frames it, and the color really pops. And same as this ring. This is a very calm Paraiba. It's almost got a lagoon character, but it is a Paraiba. It has the copper. And it's a very calm stone. So also the setting is in the carbon fiber, but it's very solid. The feeling is very solid of the whole ring.
Wonderful.
And then
The entire gemstone itself, it's so calm and so peaceful and so blissful, right?
They really have a different feel to them, these gems. It's like music. Some are you dance to and you're exuberant and you're joyful, and others you're more pensive and you think, and I feel one can really represent life in gems beautifully.
Right. Sorry, you were showing us the ring in your hand. If you can please hold it again, yes.
So if you
Interesting.
can compare this. I also love setting them without any diamonds. It's just this blob of color you have, and you really just dive into these gems.
So we have someone asking about the prices. So in case if you have any price inquiry, please be free to message Doris directly, and she'll be more than happy to assist you. And there is a question asked that which is your favorite Paraiba collection? And that's asked by our dear friend Elios. She's asking which is your favorite Paraiba collection?
Hi, Eloise. Well, there are some beautiful collections around. I have to say, I love my children. So
Of course.
I love my gems, and I think they're very beautiful. But it's just wherever you see beautiful Paraibas, they speak to you. They're just gorgeous, and they kind of draw you in. So I think I would like to broaden the field and just look at it a bit bigger.
Right. Okay, let me just see if we have any questions. Someone has asked, I'm good with imagination and drawing, but it really feels difficult to put it into a piece of jewelry. It confuses me. What should I create? Earring or necklace or bracelet? It confuses me. So some design ethics and some design tips have been asked by it's Winnie. I don't know. Yeah, by it's Winnie. So
I think if you look at the stone, you know, is it one or two stones? If you have two stones, kind of the earrings comes a bit closer to mind, or you do a trois mois ring. What I like to do is I ask if you put the stone on your hand and you kind of tune into the stone, and where would you like to wear it? Where would you like to place it? Where does it really resonate? Where does it make you feel the most beautiful or expansive or empowered or whatever word, or just watch the difference. If you wear it,
right.
I obviously love rings because I like looking at the gems. So I really enjoy wearing them like that. That's why I would always favor a ring over a necklace, but that's me personally. It's just go by your intuition. Just follow.
Yes, so for Tejaswini, Doris has answered your question very beautifully. It's just about what you feel and what perception do you get when you put a piece of gemstone on your hand, on your bracelet, on your earring. Can you please show us the Nigerian Paraiba?
I do not have one, but
Okay.
talk with Eloise, I was a little bit critical on the Nigerians, so I got offered some really nice Nigerian gems. So I'm now in a quandary. So obviously they are stunning. Up to then, I just not seen any which I really fell in love with, but that clearly now changed. But I didn't acquire one yet. I will wait for less travel restrictions, and then I will definitely go venture and get.
So, since you spoke about travel, just inquisitive, your gem hunt brings you to India as well?
So far, not. It's on my bucket list, very, very high up. So I will love to come visit you.
Yes, and whenever you do visit India, you must give me a call and we will definitely catch up. Yes.
Chocolate.
Lastly, we have many gemstone enthusiasts watching this entire conversation. So, some words of advice that you would like to share with them?
So I'm half American, and I really like Walt Disney's comment of, if you can dream it, you can do it. And I really feel, fall in love with something and just follow your heart and always speak from your heart and just do it.
Have someone who wants the diamond ring, Rizwan. So Rizwan Yusuf, you want the diamond ring, be free to message Doris and she will be happy to share all the details with you. What are you designing for the year 2021?
We're thinking of some really beautiful long earrings, and we would love to work on a men's collection. So
Oh, that's interesting. Yes.
I feel, why should it be the privilege of ladies to be enthralled with these beautiful gems? And I would just like to work on something where men can also really be close with gems. It's the book that is coming out, so it's called Purely Paraiba, and there it's also this really diving into this aquaticness of the gems. So that will also.
Okay, book sounds very interesting. Can you highlight more about this book that you're looking in process right now?
It's kind of really showing a lot of beautiful photos of Paraibas. Leo Bieber made fantastic photos. Amalia did this beautiful book.
He's genius.
Yes, he's fantastic. And it's taking you on a journey for Paraibas, showing the different colors, and also kind of my philosophy is embedded there as well. So it's just the world of Paraibas.
Right. So we're looking forward for your book. We are looking forward for your new collection 2021, which also has a lot of men jewelry. Right. So Doris, thank you so much.
Thank you
for all your valuable time. It was such a delight to learn all about Paraiba, which are such rare natural gemstones. And we look forward to seeing your new collection.
So much, Renu. It was a huge pleasure talking with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.